You're listening to Chastity, the podcast that helps you take your pain and play with it. I'm Nancy Norton. I'm a stand-up comedian, a registered nurse, and a keynote speaker. I go around the world talking about the power of humor, why we need it, how it helps us in so many ways. There are so many benefits of humor that you may or may not know about. Some of them you know intuitively, and we explore those here on the podcast. We take heavy subjects, we lighten them up with laughter, and we make things more manageable. Chastity is not a replacement for trauma therapy, but it will help you get by between sessions. It helps me. It has helped me survive. It helps me thrive. Thank you for being a part of this, helping me help heal myself and others. I am also the producer of Nurses Off the Charts, a comedy show for healthcare workers and all those who appreciate them. Nurses Off the Charts was a lot of fun last week at the Dallas Comedy Club. Next Nurses Off the Charts is going to be in Juneau, Alaska, June 14th in Juneau, and then July in Springfield, Missouri. There's just so many hilarious stories that get shared and vicarious trauma that gets expressed. And even though it might seem like it's dark and gallows and inappropriate, it is actually helping first responders cope with their job, express vicarious trauma, have more resilience, better creative problem solving, and better job retention. People that laugh at their job stay at their job longer. Enjoy part 2 with Ashleigh Tarango. And if you haven't heard part 1, it's best if you listen to part 1 because there are references to part 1. In part 2, we interrupted part 1 because I didn't realize how long we'd been talking. Actually, the time flew by and we had recorded like 2.5 hours. And also there was a new subject that was coming up halfway through the recording about the disappearance of Ashleigh's mother. Her mama trauma is pretty intense. And there's also, this episode takes a few twists and turns towards the end. There's a very interesting story that Ashleigh shares about just one of the most unusual things an OT might ever have to deal with. And it is, it's a little bit, it's very unique. And it's towards the end. Enjoy this episode with Ashleigh Tarango. We're just going to pick it up kind of where we left off. Was there something else that you wanted to share? We were talking about your childhood and your development and being a caregiver with your sister, and then that's where we were. And then and then what happened?
So talking about moms.
Yes.
I have a podcast episode. Is it okay to shout out?
Oh yeah.
I actually have a podcast episode about a particular trauma in my life on a show called The Vanished. I want to say it's episode 119. You know, my mom was a very good mom when we were younger, when we were little. And I think a lot about postpartum depression. So it's really interesting to me that you brought that up too, the psychosis. And, you know, my brother was born when I was 7, and I love him. We love him in our life. He was not a mistake. He was not but he was part of a let's keep this family together kind of plan.
Last time we had a young baby, we were also close.
We were all happy.
Yeah, let's remember those times.
Yeah. And so I don't know if he was like planned or if it happened and they were like, okay, well, let's take this as a new chapter. And maybe it's just trauma that I don't have much memory from before he was born. But my memory of, you know, her is around that time. Just she slept a lot, and actually I remember this fondly, but I realized talking about it out loud is kind of funny to other people maybe. But my sister and I, growing up, my younger sister, the only way that we could be in my mom's room with her, because she spent all day in bed, would be if we brought a book to read because she was reading in bed. So I got very good at reading very early. Like, I was an advanced reader.
Yeah.
Because that was how I spent time with my mom. And I didn't realize that was any different than other kids.
But you would read in bed.
Yeah, I would read in bed with her.
Yeah. You read to her?
No. She would read her book and I would read mine.
Parallel.
Parallel reading. So we didn't even talk.
But just that it was your way of being like, I'm here with my mom. We're both reading. And it does sound kind of cozy.
Yeah. And it was. And it wasn't bad. You know, it wasn't like she was verbally abusing us while we were doing it, but it was a certain form of neglect.
Yeah. She was absorbed.
Yeah. And I think around that same time after, you know, I don't know how old he was, probably 4, when my older sister with the disabilities hit puberty. And so that really changed everything for her because maybe PMDD.
Yeah.
Because it does have a very strong genetic factor. Maybe the schizophrenia, maybe the depression, what the trauma from being a person with disabilities. Who knows?
And even just in a typical adolescence, I have seen this over and over. We change. I mean, there's a huge change of personality once we go through puberty.
Yeah. And your ability to regulate your emotions and communicate what's happening to you. And my sister already doesn't have any of that. So it was very difficult for her, for the family. And that was kind of when my mom started checking out of her care specifically.
Of your sisters.
Yeah. So, you know, she could be like a, quote, regular mom, but the extra things that my sister needed, my mom didn't have capacity or just didn't give it.
Yeah.
So that obviously kind of built the tension. And ultimately, my parents got divorced. My mom just kind of continued living a life pretty self-centered. You know, pretty, I don't know, detached from.
Do you think she was self-medicating at this point or?
You know, it's hard because I was so young that I think some things I over exaggerated, you know, and some things I didn't notice. Like her drinking. I try to remember, I'm like, did she drink a lot or did I just think it was a lot because I was only 16 and I didn't drink? You know, like I remember finding a handle of vodka in her freezer and being upset about it. It wasn't empty or anything, but I remember being upset and I'm like, was I upset because she wasn't supposed to be drinking and she told me she would stop, which she had done before?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the memories just kind of start to get mixed up.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, she just ended up essentially being in abusive relationships. Taking care of people, you know, who weren't taking care of her back. And eventually her boyfriends got young enough that they were the same age as her kids. And so it was, I mean, from the outside, it really just seems kind of cut and dry. Like you're kind of trying to take care of your kids because you didn't.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And at this age, you're an adult now.
Right.
You're an adult and she's dating other adults, but they are.
I was 25.
So they're her.
So they're, you know.
They're that age.
They're yeah.
And then is your sister in a group home at this point? Or?
No, my sister lives with my dad. So my dad has always been her caretaker. My dad's family has, you know, we call her the light of our life. She's the center. Her health and her well-being has always been a priority for my dad and his family. I'm getting emotional now, but so my sister always has a place. You know, group homes have their place, and I'm glad they exist for people who don't have anything. But that is something that my family doesn't want for her future because she has so many needs.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to ensure someone's safety and comfort when they're so dependent on strangers.
Right. And the nuance, like you said, you all know how to read her language.
Yeah.
And there's tissue.
I was going to say, do you have tissues on this traumedy?
Yeah, we got to have our traumedy tissues sponsored by Kleenex. But
that would be cool. You should go for that.
I should go for that. I should. Because, you know, tears of joy and tears of just that. That's beautiful that your family, I think, tell me about the tears, because I feel like what I witnessed was that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That your family is that she will always have a place and that she's a light of your family.
Yeah.
Like there's a part of you that sees, I don't know, I believe in reincarnation, and the guy that I studied past life regressions with, not personally, but just follow him and have read his books, Brian Weiss. I don't know if you're familiar.
Mm-mm.
Amazing. Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters. But he says people that come into this world with disabilities, this lifetime, are really evolved souls.
Whoa.
I mean, that's a brave soul.
Yeah.
If you believe in souls, I don't know, but I do. And I just think that is a brave soul that comes to this world and says, throw some cerebral palsy this way. Also, mood dysregulation and maybe schizophrenia.
Some neglect.
Yeah. If you got any neglect, I got you.
Yep.
But now look, so she's like the hub of this big wheel.
Yeah.
And you're saying she's a light.
Yeah.
And tell me, may I ask when you say she's a light, tell me more about that.
I just think a lot of it is there's so much good in addition to the bad, right? Like she has episodes, she has things we don't understand that we feel, but it's never her fault, right?
Yeah.
Like she's not doing anything on purpose.
Right. And the term bad is like challenging, or those are always interesting.
Yeah.
Good, bad.
Bangs her head on tile floors.
Oh.
And, like hurts herself.
Yeah.
And that's out of frustration, I think, and pain.
Yeah.
And just hopelessness, I imagine. And so those are.
And I'm wondering if it's like me running. Like she can't go run.
Right.
Like I went running and then put myself through kind of a hell so that I feel the relief when it's done. Maybe it gives her endogenous morphine. Maybe it gives her like something. I don't know. But that all of a sudden hit me like, that's her. Like, this is so bad. I want to control how bad it is. But then you get the relief when you're done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm projecting again.
No, I think
got to watch my projections.
It definitely could be true. Like, I think a lot of it's frustration and not knowing. Like, I have this crazy head. She has brain injuries. So, like, I have this crazy headache. I'm just going to slam it against the floor. Like, I don't.
Or with schizophrenia, like knowing that isn't quite what is I don't know how much, that voice, is that a real voice or trying to get that voice out of there or reboot?
Or is the voice telling me to do this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. So.
But anyway, so there's these things like the good, the bad, the challenging, the inspiring.
Yeah. And then you have her coming out in the morning. Morning, Dad. Morning. Love you. So that's, and my aunt used to call her a Muppet when we were little because she was just so floppy. She had this long curly hair. She'd be in her wheelchair just making everybody's day because she was so happy all the time. And so when her pain is controlled, when she's not on her period, when she's having a good day, she sings, a lot of her caregivers in the past have been Spanish speaking. My dad lives in San Diego. So there's a large population of, Spanish speaking ladies who need a job. And so they come in and, they're speaking Spanish to her. She picked up, hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola, hola. So she crawls because she can't walk. So her main form around the house of transportation is crawling. And so she'll just, hola, ¿cómo estás? She's very bubbly when she can be herself.
She's learning to speak Spanish and she's...
Yep. And her caregivers will, ask her questions in Spanish and she can say yes or no. Sí.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So there's a lot under the surface.
Oh, yeah.
And so, when I was a teenager, like preteen, I used to go into her room and cry about the boys that I liked and, ask her for comfort. And she would just listen to me and hug me. And it was just kind of like she was my big sister, because I couldn't really talk to anybody else about it. I don't want to talk to my parents about whatever. I want to talk to my sister. So yeah, she's very sweet, very loving, and just kind of the epitome of a good person. She cares so much about other people. So that's what I mean when I say she's the light.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Because I think that as somebody who, I've worked with a lot of people with special needs, adults with disabilities and kids. And I used to do these supervisory visits around Boulder County for moms that got their CNA license so that they could stay home and take care of their special needs kids. And because there are so many people that have special needs kids that feel isolated. And it's so nice to hear the silver linings and all the, the specialness of it, I mean, they say special needs, but I really do believe in the specialness of these people. And truly, from my past life regression guru guy, Dr. Brian Weiss. And anyway, if you haven't read Many Lives, Many Masters, I highly recommend it. It's fascinating.
I love that perspective of the wisdom.
Yeah, there's like, I'm not going to do a typical lifetime, And then there's those of us who are sort of a little bit neurodivergent. It's almost like
we're almost enlightened, but not quite. Like we got to try again.
Yeah, we're going to have to do, oh, dang it. I wanted to not do it again.
Gotta start this level over.
I want to reincarnate on the planet of empaths is what I'm hoping for. And I don't know what we eat because now they're saying, plants have feelings. And I'm like, oh, no.
I know.
Now what am I going to eat?
Yeah.
Only the fallen fruit. All right. We got everywhere.
That's okay.
So your mom was...
Oh, yeah, my mom.
Are we avoiding... I don't know. No, but we aren't. No, it's all part of it.
Yeah.
But your sister ended up... When your parents divorced, your sister went with your dad.
Yep.
And then your mom started dating younger people, also trying to do the caregiving thing. And just, I don't know. Then what happened?
So she didn't immediately start dating younger people. She dated somebody, that she went to high school with for a while that kind of consider like my stepdad in a sense because he was the most healthy relationship she had after my dad. It all went downhill after that. But, he was her safe space too, even after they broke up. Her boyfriends later on beat her black and blue, and she would show up at his house and he would take care of her. And so one of those times he called me, and that was when we started to get concerned because those things were happening. But
obviously the name of the podcast was The Vanished.
Mm-hmm.
So she disappeared at some point.
Yeah, she went out for drinks with some coworkers and told them that she had gotten in a fight with her boyfriend, who I don't know if was physically abusive. He was definitely financially abusive. Like he didn't work. She paid for his drugs. And so she told them, I told him I don't want him to be there when I get home from work.
Oh.
And so she was like, but I have a feeling he hasn't left yet. So I'm not going to go home, but I have somewhere safe to go. Didn't tell anyone where that was. And then she was never seen again. So that was a Wednesday night. She didn't show up to work on Thursday, but she had, I think, requested that Thursday off for some reason. Didn't show up on Friday. Her work was like, that's kind of weird, but not the first time that she's done it. So maybe she just forgot that she didn't request it. They're closed on the weekends. She didn't show up Monday. So they called my grandparents. And, she's living this lifestyle kind of. She's had a lot of DUIs that my grandparents have saved her from because my grandpa was a cop.
Oh.
And so it's more like, let's pay for this to get taken care of versus let's make her get help. So they were like, let's give her another day. She's probably just on a bender or something. She didn't show up the next day. So they reported her missing. And that's when they called me. This is in California.
And you're here in Colorado.
I live here in Colorado.
Yeah.
By the time I went home that night or the next morning, and by the time I got there, nothing had been done yet because she'd been missing for a full week, but nobody really knew. Her boyfriend did not report her missing. He was still at her house.
Wow.
That entire week.
And didn't think to call or
he called her work phone and left a message asking her where she was, but maybe that was just to cover his own ass. I don't know. So they found her car that day, the day that I got there, in a town called Ocean Beach. It's an amazing community, very community driven, lots of hippies, lots of just, good vibes.
Yeah.
So that community was very sweet. I posted missing flyers in every business in Ocean Beach. And
because you found her car.
We found her car there.
And everything was in it, or?
So I didn't look inside. A friend did. I don't know why I didn't. I feel like I should have. But I didn't. Anyways, he said there was one boot and an empty bottle of vodka. And I think her wallet and $80 of cash were in her car. I think I can't remember if her keys were in there or not. But the place where they found it is right by a cliff that can sometimes late at night is where people do drugs and hang out and kind of drink and whatever, because there is a population in Ocean Beach of unhoused people. So sometimes they hang out, drink, whatever. And so there's a staircase that goes down. And the night that she went missing, that Wednesday night that was the week before, there was a storm.
Oh.
And so my husband was in the Coast Guard before, so he was looking at like all the weather reports and kind of the state, if you will, of the ocean, and where the shore normally is was 6 feet underwater.
Oh.
So if she would have
passed out,
passed out.
Maybe that was her safe place.
Right. She was going there to think or something and started walking down she had some drinks in the car, went down the stairs to try to see if she could, or maybe she did it on purpose. I don't know. Her body was never found.
And with one boot. The one boot is bothering me. I have a weird thing with lost items anyway, but it's a mystery. And I'm like, immediately I was like, was she drinking out of the other boot? What is going on with the boot? I'm sorry.
Okay, that is one thing that I hadn't considered. So thank you for the new theory.
No, but
was she drinking?
Like, I don't know. I was trying to figure that out though. Like, why would there just be one boot?
Or did she like start taking her shoes off?
And then you think about the unhoused, some have addiction issues, but they wouldn't leave $80.
Yeah.
They would not leave $80.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, they might feel bad that somebody isn't there, but they're like, well, this $80 clearly is mine. Like I can just see.
Yeah.
That would be, so it's not like.
Yeah. And I didn't mean that to imply that someone that was unhoused like hurt her.
Oh, no, I didn't feel that way either.
Yeah.
I was just thinking opportunistics.
Right.
Like if you are needing some money and for your next bottle of whatever, or your, whatever you use. I mean, so many people have addiction issues that are unhoused. I mean, that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to imagine like if she was.
I think I feel that she was alone.
That's your sense? Your intuition?
If her car wasn't placed there as a distraction from her boyfriend killing her in her house or something, which is another theory.
Oh, man.
If she truly did drive herself there to think, to drink, whatever, to be by the ocean, I have the sense that she was alone.
Okay.
But there's also the possibility that she did all that and then she just walked into town, and she was very generous to the unhoused population. Her boyfriend that she had at the time, she met at like a party that he didn't have anywhere to stay. So he started staying with her. And that's how they started dating.
I can't imagine a lost person.
Yeah.
Like how that wears on your brain, always looking. Yeah. Like, did you have a time where everywhere you're looking for her?
Yeah. And I still have times that I see women that look like her.
Wow.
Or like she had really long hair like I do now. And so sometimes in the mirror, I look like my mom.
Oh.
Or my sister, My sister looks like her too. She laughs just like my mom. So when I hear my sister laugh, it's like, it's bittersweet. It's her laugh,
Yeah.
But she sounds like, and she knows that too. It's hard for her too.
So how do you think that your brain has accepted that she's gone, or do you think there's still a part of you wondering?
I think I was pretty sure the day that I got there that she was gone.
You had it, was there, because a lot of times you get that. No,
Yeah.
Or did you have anything even before you got there? But did it happen when you got there and you saw her car, or no, before you found her car?
Probably when we found her car, that was when I was like, okay. And she went missing in March. So we just recently passed like the 7-year anniversary, and my birthday's in April. And so that was kind of actually a woman had gone missing a little bit. It's not an uncommon place for people to get hurt or go missing. And there are some theories about like serial killers, sex trafficking. Like there's other theories out there because of women and people going missing. So another woman had gone missing, and then her body hadn't been found for 6 weeks is when it washed up. So that was around the same time of my birthday, and that was the 6-week mark of maybe we'll have answers, or maybe she'll call me for my birthday.
Yeah.
And she didn't. And that was a big thing for everyone, because even though we didn't have a good relationship at that point, birthdays and holidays, are kind of the times when your parents call you.
Yeah.
So
most do. My mother did not, but she didn't. My sister and I would talk about that. Like, yep, we got to call my mom. On my birthday, I have to call my mom.
Hey, thanks for birthing me.
Yeah. And I was grateful. Yeah. But your mom would have called you. Yeah. That probably solidified it. And also that her wallet was there. I mean, she wouldn't have gone away.
Yeah. She worked at her job for 14 years. So she wouldn't have just stopped showing up.
No.
Even if she had some absenteeism. Yeah, she is technically dead. Actually, my grandma did all the paperwork last year, so that's a whole different trauma.
Yeah, but
your grandma just calls you, by the way.
Oh.
I did all this work all year long. Didn't tell you I was doing it, but your mom's officially dead. She has a gravestone and life insurance.
Oh,
Aren't you grateful?
Oh, wow.
So that's a whole
nother kind of blindsided, because you had hope that you might find her. Maybe it was your grandmother need for closure. Like she needed to just, I've got to make this official, because that would drive anyone insane with heartache and that limbo and the not knowing, and just like, I've got to make this, like, I've got to put this to rest. But it felt like she just surprised you and you didn't have time to process that, or.
Yeah. Talking to my aunt, my mom's sister afterwards, helped give me a little bit of perspective, which makes sense. But my grandma had a really difficult time with the whole process. And it was not like go up to the court, show them evidence. It's been, because you have to wait like 5 or 7 years in California to declare someone dead after they've been missing. So there's a time period you have to wait.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy process. It took a whole year, and it was very hard for her because I think it felt like giving up on her. And she dealt with that on her own. She didn't share that with us because I think in her mind she was protecting us and doing us a favor, dealing with something hard so that we wouldn't have to. And we haven't talked since this all happened in December. We got in a very large argument.
Oh.
Because I was re-traumatized by her calling me and telling me my mom has a grave. Like, I haven't even gone to see her grave yet.
Oh, wow.
My mom has a gravestone, and surprise, her life insurance money is going to you guys. And it was like she expected it to be a good and comforting surprise, and she didn't understand that it hurt. It's not, I remember telling her, it's not a birthday present.
Yeah.
But I understand kind of now that it was so difficult for her, and she wanted the difficult part to be over.
Yeah, and she got some relief, and she thought she was sharing that with you, but in doing that, she blindsided you with the abruptness of your mother is declared dead.
Yeah.
And that is just a lot.
Yeah, after 6 years,
And from seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if she could, well, like she said, you understand, she was trying to spare you, but looking back, like if somebody else is out there, I can't imagine somebody's in this situation, but they could be. And like how, like, would have been good for her, you all to have a family meeting.
Yeah.
Say, here's what we're going to do. How does everybody feel about it? Not make a unilateral decision.
Yeah.
The unilateral decisions on big things freak me out. And I just feel like that whole blindsided feeling is scary for me. I need to hear what's coming. Like you said, even if it is the life insurance money is a part of it, but and the finality and maybe the relief, but that would have been something, and you could have supported her with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know she did her best, and I'm sorry that was hard. Do you think you'll make a trip out to? Is her tombstone and headstone?
I think tombstone is the bigger one.
Tombstone. Let's get into semantics.
Tomb Raider. Angelina Jolie is my first crush.
Oh, wow.
And my first sex dream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And it's a nice little relief for a moment here. Yeah, nice.
Love you, Angelina.
Everybody go out and rent Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Have I seen Tomb Raider?
Oh God, I hope so.
I'm wondering. Now I will.
It's pretty like campy and cheesy now watching it, but at the time.
Well, come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And some of those are just fun to have on. Maybe watch Tomb Raider on the way if you do go there. I don't know. I'm trying to tie it back in somehow, but maybe that's a resource for you.
Yeah.
If you fly to, I mean, her headstone, her grave.
Her empty grave.
Her empty grave. Oh, shit.
That's a lot of money to put nothing in it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that I had an actual death of my grandmother and my parents just threw her in a dumpster. So
shut up.
Her ashes. No, they did.
Oh, her ashes. I was imagining them throwing her body into the dumpster.
They would have if they could have saved them. If that was legal, I'm telling you, that's how frugal my dad is. That he just told the funeral home to dispose of her ashes. And I'm just like, how? She was my favorite person.
Oh.
And I was 25 and I didn't know that. Well, I probably still couldn't have made a difference. Like, please, may I please have those ashes? I wanted to go scatter them at this place. She always wanted a house on near the fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri. And I would have loved to have, I don't know.
Yeah.
It means nothing really. She's not in those bones.
Right.
But still, for me, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. I heard somebody say once, like, funerals are not for the dead, they're for the living.
Right, they are. And it's a racket.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're in the funeral home racket, but it's a racket, man.
Sorry, not sorry.
No. You know, and it all started during the Civil War. And I know this is jumping subjects and maybe a way of kind of balancing. But yeah, it started during the Civil War when they had to ship these boys home so their parents could say goodbye to them. And they had to learn how to embalm before it was buried kind of out in the North 40 or just put them in the ground and make a grave. But then this whole embalming process became a thing and coffins became a thing. And now they're doing those mushroom caskets. That's what I would like.
Yeah. We thought about doing water cremation for a while because Willie's done water treatment for a town and he was a brewer and, knows all about chemicals and cleaning. And it's legal in Colorado.
Now, this is going to get complicated. We do know how to dispose of a body, but as you're talking about your mother, my mother's just missing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she's in the dumpster.
And then my husband and I were talking about how we could because you see that in the movies with lye or whatever that you can dissolve.
Yeah, I think it takes forever though.
We don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, no.
I prefer buzzards. I don't know if that. But I would love for buzzards to eat.
Seems violent.
But
as long as you're already dead.
Oh, right? Yeah, totally. Yes. I do not want that as part of my hospice program. Yeah.
Bring the buzzards in.
Send in the buzzards.
It's like releasing doves at a wedding. Yeah. Release the buzzards. Time for the death.
I can't make the sound of a buzzard. I want to do the those are crows. I don't know what buzzards. I'm gonna have to find buzzard sounds, but I'm gonna put those in here.
Okay, good.
Release the buzzards, and then I'm just laying them not dead. It's like that Monty Python.
Cancel the death.
We need to cancel the death. It's hurting me. They got one eye. They got the good eye.
Oh my God.
Of course, the first eye they take was the good eye. Death by buzzards. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I do pray for mercy. I mean, even when I was euthanizing my mother, I was like, oh, God, please just take her. Oh, she wouldn't leave. But anyway,
she kept canceling her death. It was really inconvenient.
She was so stubborn. She held on. But now, so your mom, meanwhile, has been declared dead.
Yep.
By your grandmother. And
the state of
California. And she has a grave, an empty grave that they spent a lot of money on.
Probably.
Yeah, can you be in there? Like, can you bury other people? Like, I'm just saying.
Can I go in there?
Well, when you die,
can I be buried?
If it's already empty, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
It's already paid for,
right?
How can't we?
I mean, I don't want to be buried though.
Never mind. But
maybe
there is
somebody
a
else.
headstone. She's in a graveyard with a head. Is she near the family members, or did she already buy that before she died?
I think she's in a family plot.
Family plot. Yeah. The old family plot.
Yeah.
There's no room for me in the family plot. Can I just tell you? I'm not even kidding. No, it's my parents were buried at the VA cemetery and there is no more room in the inn. I just am doing my will right now. And I'm like, just scatter me near the family cabin.
I'm going to throw me in the dumpster. I'm dead.
Do you have a specific dumpster?
Yeah. Not yet. I'm going to be on the lookout.
Yeah. Find your favorite dumpster.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Sometimes Willie calls me a dumpster fire, so I feel like it's just part of it just fits.
Oh, save the trip. Just go right to the landfill.
Right.
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many things they do with ashes now that they turn them into jewelry. And anyway,
Yep.
How does this feel as we're reflecting? I mean, does it help or does it hurt? Does it rob you of your experience if we jumped around here and started joking about the buses?
No, that's the point.
I think you made me laugh with the empty grave. It's an empty grave.
Yeah.
Like, it is empty. Like somebody should be using that. That's a ripoff. I really do feel.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
You should not be paying full price for that one.
Yeah. I didn't have to pay for it. So.
I wonder. Yeah.
Whatever. If my grandma needs that for her closure, which is probably part of it too.
No, right. No, so she can.
And I am looking forward to going and visiting it eventually. Looking forward.
Well, but it is true that it's a place to see her name. And then where did they declare the day that she went missing? I wonder what day they made her day of death. Like my son is adopted and they sort of made up his birthday. I guess you can make up a death day as well.
Yeah.
It's all abstract.
Yeah.
You know,
are we a simulation?
Yeah.
Should we talk philosophy?
Yeah. The calendar is all made up.
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, do you ever feel your mom's spirit around you? And I am curious because, as you know, as I have mentioned, I'm very, into the other dimensions of reality.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily feel it myself, but I did have a medium contact me after she went missing. It was really weird. I was working in the hospital, checked my Facebook on a lunch break, and had this wall of text in my Facebook messages. And they show you the last thing the person sent.
Oh, right.
At the bottom.
Yeah. And how many of us have gotten in trouble because you only read the last one? Oops. But so what, the last one, what did it say?
The last one said, "Does anyone even care about her? I'm trying to give you information."
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, what? So I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled to the top. And it was a medium in San Diego that was like, "Hey, I have this spirit sitting with me in my home. And it's your mom. And she's giving me the visions and she wants to help us help her. She wants to help answer questions."
Yeah.
And so, she, bless her, but she's kind of one of those Facebook messengers that's like run-on sentences, incomplete thoughts, just.
She was probably channeling.
She was probably
channeling and transcribing.
Yeah. And so at one point she was trying to describe some of the things she had seen. One of them was a sign in San Diego near where my mom was last seen. The sign, I texted my aunts and I was like, "Oh my God, I just got this insane. Can you believe it? Like, here's some random thing that she said she saw. It was like a Mission Hills sign." One of my aunts said, "Oh my God, Ashleigh, I just went to my high school reunion and one of my high school friends that I haven't talked to in 30 years came up to me and said, 'Hey, I saw, about your sister on the news. I'm so sorry. I hate to tell you this, but I had a really weird dream about her with the Mission Hills sign. And I don't know if that."
Totally independent.
Don't know each other.
Wow. And she felt it was strong enough and vivid enough that she felt compelled to tell her. And to me, if a sign is, there's a lot of times you can't read in dreams for some reason.
Yes.
But she could, and she recognized the sign.
She could at least.
Or is it a very distinct sign?
It's a pretty distinct sign.
So you might not even be able to read it, but you would know what it is.
Right.
Mission
Right.
Hills. Doesn't mean you can't read in dreams, but I've
Yeah.
just heard it's hard.
Well, that's actually, I lucid dream and I have very vivid dreams. And that's actually how I check if I'm in a dream or not, is I procure a book or a newspaper
yeah.
and make myself read it. But my brain has started trying to get smarter than me. And so it'll tell me, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I'm like, wait a second, read that again. And it's just scribble. And I'm like, oh, I'm in a dream. Now I can fly. I don't want to try doing that in real life.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you are doing lucid dreaming where you're controlling your dream. That's really cool. So, but this is very validating to me.
Yeah.
I do believe in psychics and mediums. And as I'm somebody who has started to channel a little bit, I'm no Long Island medium or anything, but I do trust when I get hits. I can't force it, but then I get stuff that I've shared with friends and they get validated in these different ways. That's very validating. So tell me what else the medium said. So once she said the Mission Hill sign.
Yeah, then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should absolutely reply to this person. And so, she helped me. Everything she did was free of charge. So it wasn't like.
That's credible too. I had a psychic help me one time. Well, she couldn't help me. And I would have paid her $200 just to tell me, just to not lose my grandmother's gold pocket watch that I lost. And she said, you're not getting it back, and I'm not taking any money. I see the kid that has it. He thinks it's cool. You're not getting it back.
Oh my God.
I would have paid her. I had in my mind $200. I was just like, pay her, something to just comfort me for a little while so I don't have to grieve that I actually messed up so bad and lost this heirloom. But it's just an heirloom, not a human. Anyway, so that was validating that she's like, I'm not trying to exploit you. I just need she wants you to know this.
She was upset for my mom's spirit. She was like, like I said, she was like, does nobody care? I'm trying to help her. That was her last message to me before I had seen anything. And so she, I think, was feeling helpless for my mom.
Yeah.
And maybe with my mom. She offered to do a reading over the phone. And I have a journal where I wrote down everything, our whole conversation. I wrote down everything that she saw. And she just kind of talked to me without me responding, just kind of, flow of consciousness. And the first thing that she saw was a donut. And it was a round chocolate cake, not vanilla cake, but chocolate frosting with rainbow sprinkles, which is my favorite donut.
Oh.
Very common, obviously, but like specific also.
That's really specific.
But my grandpa died unexpectedly, and he fell off of a ladder and landed on his head. So very, there was like 10 people there. They were all working on the house together. It happened in front of family members, like very traumatic for everybody, very unexpected. He was also a police officer in San Diego, and he loved donuts. And he bought donuts for the family like once a week. When we had special like grandpa dates, he would take us for donuts.
Aww.
And so I had dreams since my mom, all that happened. I had dreams with him in it. I had a dream I was in a car that lost control, and I was rolling down this hill, rolling. And I landed, and I could smell him before I could see him. I knew who he was. I can't tell you what my grandpa smells like right now, but in the dream I knew.
You knew that's grandpa.
That was him.
Yeah.
And he pulled me out and he said, "It's not your time yet. You're okay."
Wow.
And so that had been on my mind. And then this medium is telling me the first thing she sees is a donut. And he had been on my mind a lot because a lot more would have been done to try to find her if he had been alive when she went missing.
Oh.
So answers or not, death or not, I just wish he had been alive. And that would have given me a little bit more, I don't know, comfort, or
knowing that everything had been done.
Knowing that everything,
that needed to be done because he was a police officer.
Yeah.
He would have been able to motivate and get the team, get people to pay attention.
Yeah.
Treat it with a higher priority.
Absolutely. And when he died, over 500 people came to his funeral. And we live streamed it because he just had such a really cool career. He was like undercover detective for the real quick. Their team was, the acronym was BARF. I forget what it stands for, but BARF, the BARF team. And it was all a bunch of brown dudes in San Diego, some of who had to relearn Spanish, like my grandpa, because as a kid, he was made to forget Spanish and only speak English.
Oh, so he was Mexican?
He was Mexican.
Oh.
His whole family was Mexican, but they weren't allowed to speak Spanish in the house when they moved to America.
And that is your mother's father?
No, that's my dad's father.
That's your dad's father? Oh.
So both my grandpas were police officers.
Oh, both of them were. Okay, there's where I got a little like, wait a minute, I thought he was the one that was, Okay, so
this is my dad's family who I'm very close to. My sister's the light of their life, all that stuff. So
okay.
He was we have dinner every Sunday when I lived there. Like, we're very close. And so he just had this, Joseph Wamba, who's like a true crime author from the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
He wrote a book called Lines and Shadows that is about my grandpa and this BARF team.
No way.
Yeah. It's really good. I haven't read it in a long time because I wasn't allowed to read it when it came out.
I feel like your grandpa might be here going, yay, talk it up.
Yeah.
I want to read that, or I bet it's been made into a film.
There's a documentary about it. I don't know if there's like a movie, but there are interviews about it for sure.
Lines and Shadows.
Lines and Shadows
Joseph
by Joseph Wamba.
I think my parents used to read those Wamba books a lot.
Yeah.
I might have even read a couple of them back when I was married to my introvert husband and nothing else to do.
Nothing.
I mean, not that they're bad books, but I read a lot of Robert Ludlum. I'm not even able to focus that well, and I read those books. Okay, but your grandpa, so that's him.
Yep.
And he's on the other side. But the donut. So come back to this donut.
Yeah.
So the medium is telling you and showing you the donut, your favorite, that your grandpa would know, but also your mom would know.
Mm-hmm. And it just felt like that was the first thing that she saw, the first thing that she said, and that was the validation that I needed to really open myself to hear what she was saying.
Yeah, that and the Mission Hills sign that two people told you about independently. Yeah. So then what did she say? Like your mom's trying to help with finding her, or?
Yeah, she had some visions about, like, a lot of it was visual. So she didn't have a lot of like instruction or certain specifications about what was important about that vision. So we actually did coordinate for cadaver dogs and volunteers to search Mission Hills, where she saw and the other woman saw.
How far is Mission Hills from this cliff where her car was?
So the cliff from where she was last seen, that area, it's like 15 miles, I think. It's like a totally freeway drive.
Okay.
It's totally out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, with the riptide or something, is there any,
No.
There's not, that's not the way the stream goes.
Yep. The ocean is like, this is all inland, where she worked and where the Mission Hills
is inland?
It's inland.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that might be where her body drifted or they could find her there, but no.
No. And there's like sewer lines there in Mission Hills. There's like the San Diego River runs through there.
And that's where you took cadaver dogs.
Yep. And so I was not personally there. I had left by the time this all happened. They went, but there had been a storm, like a rainstorm. And so everything was flooded.
Yeah.
So then they had to wait for that to go down to then take the dogs. So nothing ever came of that. And she said some other stuff that was like giraffe print. Do you know what giraffe print looks like?
Well, a giraffe?
Yeah.
Does it look like a giraffe?
It does. They're very similar.
Okay. But this is the medium saying giraffe print.
Yep. And so if you're looking at a giraffe, it's kind of like Dalmatian, like big spots.
Yeah. Irregular shapes.
But they're mostly square.
Oh, they are?
Rectangle.
Oh. I guess so.
Rounded corners.
Kind of trapezoidish.
Yeah. And so my mom had giraffe sheet, giraffe print.
What?
Yeah.
She in those? She wrapped in them?
Well, so one of the things is after my mom went missing, I had to go to her house to pack up her stuff.
And now, did you get rid of that guy that was there? The boyfriend?
So he was there when I showed up. He just stayed in her apartment until he had to be evicted. And his brother was there too. So that's another. And they were both, she was buying their drugs. Like I said, they were shooting heroin, I want to say. I found some rubber bands and syringes in the house when I went in. But he did say in his police interview, Deb never did any of the drugs. She just bought them for me. Deb just drank. So, but yeah, I walked into her room and one of her sheet, giraffe print, was on the ground and there was blood on it. Turns out it was the dog's blood because her dog had been pretty severely neglected and was allergic. So her dog, Astro, unfortunately, just recently passed away, but he lived a really good second life with his family that adopted him.
After she went missing.
So I found him in her house and was just neglected, covered in sores, bleeding, and he had been sleeping on that sheet, scratching himself, licking himself. So the blood on the sheet was his.
Oh.
So that's the giraffe sheet situation. She was not wrapped in it, as far as I know, because it was there in her house.
Yeah. But that woman picked up on giraffe sheets. Maybe she was trying to tell. So what's the timeline when the medium? So it seems like right away then, because you're still packing up. You're not even.
Well, the medium hadn't contacted me then yet. That was just something that happened.
That came later.
Related to the sheets.
And then you remembered the giraffe sheets. Yeah. I got you. Okay.
It was probably like a couple of months. Like it wasn't I had already left California because I couldn't stay that long.
Yeah.
But it was shortly after that.
And I wonder how the medium, she found you because this had been a missing persons report or something. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if she was doing philanthropy or just her own, like, I'm going to help the police. Because there are psychics that help the police find missing people.
Yeah.
And I just was wondering if she was studying or she just decided or got a hit and then she was able to connect the dots and find your Facebook page.
Yeah, I don't know which came first, but I get the feeling that it was the connection to the spirit that was visiting her and that, not agitation, but the
knocking on her consciousness.
Yeah, the emotional kind of storm. And then she saw my mom's story on the news. She saw me talking on the news.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember what neighborhood she lived in. I don't think it was Ocean Beach, but so she
was in that region.
Yeah, she found my mom's missing person page on Facebook because we advertised, like, join this Facebook group, let us know, blah, blah, blah. So that's how she messaged me.
Oh.
Was on my mom's missing person
That's
page.
so smart to do those Facebook pages. But the thing, she couldn't have known. There's no picture from your house that had the giraffe sheets in it.
Exactly.
There's no way that's on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
And nobody in that group is saying the dream about Mission Hill sign.
Right.
And
so those were the things that definitely made me pause.
And also gave you confirmation that she had transitioned.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had already felt that before.
Yeah.
And so, it was kind of confirmation.
But it's so hard when it's somebody so close to you to trust your instincts because it's like a cognitive dissonance. Like, I don't want that to be the case. So you can have blocks about it or, since then, not really any sense of maybe she's moved on and
I hope so.
At peace. And maybe that was she wanted to do before she moved on was, she found somebody that could communicate.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. And that's just really powerful to know, like, you can go through something that severe and reset to a point of functioning and not just functioning, but thriving and giving back to your community, helping other people. And also having this ability and this great capacity to understand people from all walks of life. There's probably nothing that would, I don't want to tempt the universe, but like, you probably can handle almost everything that comes through the door. Yeah, you've seen a lot.
That's another thing about trauma in the hospital is I don't ever get to find out what happens to my patients.
Yeah, that must be kind of rough.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever, I do these shows called Nurses Off the Charts.
Yes.
And now I'm starting to do them a little differently, and I want to ask you a resource too. But I'm starting to add this more heart-centered component, which is before people tell me these weird and wild stories, I want to hear, and so often hilarious, because you attended one of those. Yep. That was a wild night.
Yeah, it was.
With that guy that had electrocuted himself in the car down by the river, remember this guy? Were you still there? Because I know you guys had to work in the morning.
Oh.
Well, anyway, before I go to that guy, and I don't know if I'm going to share it, but I can, because I think anyway, all I'm saying is we do shows, Nurses Off the Charts, help all kinds of healthcare workers and patients who have a story, and it just helps get that vicarious trauma out of your body. It's proven to keep you healthy. But I'm asking people, tell me, either something that really inspired you as a healthcare worker, or what got you into this in the first place. And it was such a heart-centered show, but with a lot of funny stuff also. But the people were sharing, oh yeah, my mother had Parkinson's and somebody took care of her and I wanted to pay that forward. Or my son had leukemia and a nurse, the nurses helped him and I wanted to pay that forward. Or I've just called to it since I was a little kid. And those are all beautiful. But this one woman was sharing that she worked at one of the rehab hospitals, and the patient must have had a severe head trauma because he had to relearn to walk and talk and everything. But then he came back and he got married in the chapel of the rehab center.
Whoa.
And she cried sharing the story.
Yeah.
Like, it brought her to tears. Like
that makes me want to cry.
I know.
He had to rebuild his life.
Yeah.
And that's where it
and
started.
he did. And even last night, 2 nights ago, I was in Boston doing a show for critical care nurses. And one of them was saying, because I'm doing my living trust right now. And I go, you guys, how long should I be in a vegetative state before we pull the plug? Or should we just pull it? Don't even wait, because I am at this age. I'm like, do I want to work this hard? I can't even work on my lazy eye or my vagina. I got my lazy vagina.
How am I supposed to learn how to breathe on my own?
My lazy vagina. But I was like asking them, and I go, but seriously, because we spend so much money on people at these really end stages of life where people just cannot accept. They go, oh, no. And they go, doesn't matter what you put in your living trust. Your living family members are going to do whatever the heck they want because
you don't have capacity.
I don't. Yeah, even though it's in writing. It says, but they're the ones that can sue the hospital. So they get to say that really aggravated me. I was going to say, oh yeah. So she told a story about a patient that looked way over the brink that maybe she would have pulled the plug, but the family wouldn't. Then she came back a year later with her new baby. So I'm like, okay, humble. We don't know what life force. And I was going to ask you, no pressure, but I would love, you seem like somebody that would be a good person to have on my list of people that would go, I think Nancy is ready to pull the plug. I haven't even asked her. I got to ask my friend Kate, who's a nurse here in Boulder. I have my psychic ex-partner, Diane, we have highly intuitive. Like, I think I'll be able to tell her. I was just thinking, because sometimes it's just 2 doctors. I'm like, no, I don't trust those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a really good doctor, but I don't know.
Yes, I will be on your team.
Okay. Will you help make the decision?
Yes.
Like, no, I see signs, because if you're able to see yes and no, then if we can,
the objective and the subjective are so important to see together.
Okay. We'll talk to you. I'll get you on my list.
Yep. I talk to my coworkers about that all the time. Like, we talk about this. We're like, okay, if I'm in this situation, pull the freaking plug. Because we see a lot of that. Family members, last-ditch effort. 95-year-old that's been on a ventilator for 3 weeks. And we're like, please just let me go. So
I know.
Please help my family understand.
And the equation changes as you get older.
Yeah.
I've had a good life.
Yeah.
And I did work with hospice, and people that died with peace had lived their dreams. And I have lived my dream. I'm living my dream right now.
Yeah, me
Being
too.
here with you.
Yeah.
You're living your dream. We're honoring our life purpose. I feel so good about it. And I'm not saying take me out right now. I have a kid that's 19. He's a man technically, but let's be honest. 19. Come
You're
on.
still paying for his therapy.
Everything.
So he's a kid.
Everything I'm paying for. And I lost him being independent this year, which I find rude.
You lost him?
Yeah, the IRS is like, no, he's not a dependent. because he's not in school full time and he made over $4,700. So you can't claim him you're no longer head of household, bitch. You are an individual filing a 1040 and you just wrote a check to the government.
I hate that for you.
Well, I hate it for the drones that I just bought. I don't like it. But anyway, you have a burning desire to share a weird story.
I do. One more story.
Okay. Yes.
I personally had a patient that I was chart reviewing. Because patients they're not immediately appropriate for therapy.
Okay. Right? So you're like, okay, let me see. Does he have?
So yeah, I like to scroll down when I get a new evaluation for OT. I scroll down to the first note. When did they get here and why?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a planned surgery, so it's just a surgical note. Other times it's an ED intake.
Right. And that is not erectile dysfunction. That is the emergency department.
Oh, yes. We call it ED versus ER now.
I know. I like ER better. But yeah, I guess because there's ER, whatever. Go ahead.
So upon review of his chart, I found out that he had a chastity belt on.
Oh, he did.
He did. And
I always think of those for females. But
I know.
A male. Okay.
We talk about it a lot. And honestly, I haven't looked at it yet because I only talk about this at work sometimes.
Oh my God. Was the key was missing? I can't wait. Okay.
The key was missing.
I gotta wait. Let her tell the story.
So unfortunately,
he had on a chastity belt on admission.
The
key's missing.
It's a very unfortunate situation. He was found down in his home with lots of empty hand sanitizer bottles. This was during COVID.
Oh.
Because he'd run out of alcohol.
Oh.
And so
I thought the liquor stores were the last things open. Didn't we? There was a minute where the governor shut the liquor stores and then did you know this? No, there was like 48 hours that they tried.
Everyone revolted.
Yeah. Oh, it was I mean, I can find the articles and link them in the show notes, but it was like a thing. It's like, okay, whoa. Never mind. Liquor stores remain open.
Yay.
And open containers are cool. And go to the drive-thru and take all the alcohol.
The restaurants can send them with you.
But so this guy didn't have access, apparently.
I don't think he could walk.
Oh.
So he got to the point where he drank enough that
he drank hand sanitizer.
That he just drank what was left.
Isopropyl alcohol.
Yep.
And it's at least 60%.
Yeah.
That's what it said that had to be 60%.
Yep.
Whoa. And wearing a
chastity belt. So he was found down after like 2 days. So he'd been there a while.
Oh, dear.
So this is the trauma part of my job, the absorbing that I do.
You're doing the chart review.
But essentially I
can just see your face, like as you get to the chastity belt part, go, like you try to stay, professional.
Yeah. Well,
but did you go to anyone near you to go, wait, am I reading this correctly?
Oh, yeah.
You guys, is this a typo from
sometimes
a charity belt
voucher?
Yeah. No.
But I'm part of the kink community. I'm very kink friendly. Yes. I try to be very open-minded. So honestly, that part, it surprised me because it's not usual, but I just kind of was like, okay, it was the no key part that I was like, this poor man. Of course, something's going to happen related to the kink community, and then there's not going to be a key.
Can I write down my guess about the key? I don't want to say it. I have a guess.
Write it down.
I have a guess about the key. I'm just going to put it on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Just to see if it shows up. All right.
See how you're how in tune you are?
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
So he had a girlfriend.
Everybody place your bets. Where is the key?
He had a girlfriend.
Okay.
And he drank a lot and they got into a fight. So this is where my mind goes, right? Especially since I've had a lot of time to think about it because it's been years.
Okay.
What kind of, do they have a slave master relationship? Because she's not a very good master if she takes the fucking key. Even if he's being a dick to you, like, give him the key to the chastity belt at least. Throw it on him. I don't know. But that power dynamic is so important to respect. Even in this situation. So that's the part that still drives me crazy. Because she had the key and she left him.
And that's breaking the rules.
Right.
Yeah, there's a trust in that community.
And maybe if you guys are drinking that much and argue, maybe you shouldn't be engaging in these power play.
And that's the slippery slope of alcohol or anything. When you're under the influence, you stop making good decisions.
Yeah.
So maybe at the second bottle of hand sanitizer, somebody should, it's too late. Now it's like, oh no, now this seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
To lock you down in your chastity belt. And okay.
So I don't know if he already had it on. Like maybe he had it on and they're getting along, getting sexy. He starts drinking. They start fighting. I don't know at what point it got to she's out. And
she's left.
And then he's incapacitated enough to and upset that she's gone. And maybe upset he's stuck in the belt. I don't know. But they contacted her. They found her, but they couldn't find her is another thing.
Oh.
They didn't have information for her because he was not in his right mind.
No.
He's withdrawing. He's been down for 2 days. He doesn't know who he is, where he is.
Oh no.
He certainly doesn't know where the key to his chastity belt is.
And they could have did they get the jaws of life?
I don't know what they did. Because how is it fitting, right? Like, does it fit right? Know. Is there a gap for the scissors?
I don't know. Yeah, I need to see chastity belt designs.
I will tell you they did not go into enough detail for that. And, that's something that the docs could work on, is give me more information.
Yeah, come on.
For my curiosity.
Yeah, just for the curiosity. Yeah.
But he was okay. They got it off. I don't know if it was with the key or with.
They had, call the jaws of life.
Yeah, because they couldn't
call the fire department.
Skin check,
They can't you can't catheterize
I imagine. Okay, so here's my growth area. I need to look up chastity belt for people who are assigned men at birth.
Okay.
Because was there like a hole small enough just for him to like put the tip against so he could pee? Is there a little bit of a hole because you got to be able to do bodily function. That's part of it, right?
I mean,
you can't control someone. I mean, you can control someone's bodily function.
But this seems like there should be a very limited window of time that you are in that chastity belt. Because if you get an erection, you could also cause problems.
Yeah. You get a little skin wound. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So
skincare, chastity belt skincare. Well, so my guess, I guess you don't have the answer because here's what I thought.
Yeah.
You want to hear my theory that I thought it was going to show up on an x-ray because he swallowed it.
Nope.
And they're going to have to wait for him to have a bowel movement. Somebody's going to have to go through the stool, get the key.
What if it doesn't come out of the hole?
Well, that's a bit, the
key is in the chastity belt. It's inside.
Yeah.
No, his girlfriend had it.
There, my theory was wrong.
Yep, sorry.
No, just thought I'd guess. It was kind of fun for me. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
I'd be curious to know what the listeners' guesses were.
Yeah, please email me your guesses at through the portal. Yep. I really do want to hear from people. This is a good one. Just be careful out there, kids. Enjoy your kink with caution.
Yep.
A kink with caution.
Respect the boundaries.
And the rules.
The rules.
We don't leave people in their handcuffs or their chastity belts or whatever.
Tape the key to the door, call the police, leave.
Right. Leave at least some clues. Yeah. Like a riddle.
Yeah.
A little bit of a
riddle. A poem.
A bit of a riddle. Here's your riddle. Now, after you eat your, Raisin Bran. Like, we used to get the toy in the Raisin Bran in the cereal. And then
the key is in the cereal.
It's in the Cracker Jacks. That was fun. Thank you for sharing that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good episode. Tell your friends. They got to tune in. It's a little bit true crime. It's a little bit fun, kink.
Sexual health, true crime.
Yeah, sexual
mental health.
For sure. And do your trauma therapies.
Yeah. I want to become a trauma recovery coach.
Oh, I like that.
So we can talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, that'll be next season. Well, yeah, because I do want to have guests come back in their evolution and my evolution with self-love. And I'm going to take myself on a date night and not be so, clinical with my vaginal recovery.
Yes.
I don't know if there's hope for this. I got to say.
That's the first thing you have to change. It's your mindset. Seriously.
I do need to change my mindset.
System.
My mindset. Okay.
Right. It's different, right? You can still do what you need to do. You just might have to do it differently. that's how I tell people what OT is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it might not ever be the same as it was before.
Yeah, so let go of that
So
part
just
of it.
embrace
And
the difference.
be open-minded.
Be curious.
Do it differently. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Peace and love, everybody out there. Love yourselves. I do hope people love themselves. I am just learning to, and it's fun. Treat yourself well and be gentle with yourself. Any tips you have for people? Like, what helps you when you need a reset? Because you have a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a closing kind of like, hey, here's a thing I do for self-love or for stabilizing or regulating?
Yeah. I think something that I do is I look at the typical symptoms or presentations of my diagnosis. Right?
Okay.
Like we were talking about oversharing with ADHD.
All right.
And I look at those things that are considered deficits and I empower myself to use them as strengths.
Yes.
So overshare, okay, yes, but also it's connection, right? I'm sharing about my personal journey with someone who might benefit from it. Sure, they don't know me yet, but can we instantly connect on our attention deficits or our premenstrual symptoms or whatever? I can relate to almost anybody if I'm vulnerable.
Yes, authentic.
Yeah.
Always are two sides to every coin.
Yep.
So thank you for sharing that. So you're doing that, and
Yep. And the world wasn't built for us, right? It wasn't built for our brains.
Yeah.
And our nervous systems and the way that
this culture.
Yes.
But I think nature was.
Oh, yeah.
As hunter-gatherers, I see that a lot with ADHD. Like, yeah, we're really good out in the wilderness. You want us to scan. You need us to find the right mushroom.
Notice the details that other people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the social
But you mean right now in
world.
this culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we just have to kind of forge our own path, but we don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
Right? We can forge the path as a community.
Thank you so much, Ashleigh.
Thank you for having me.
I want to thank my guest, Ashleigh Tarango, for the two-parter. That was a really interesting episode. And yeah, I'm glad that your mother did get laid to rest, even though she was never found. Let me know if you have any questions about the episode. I'm going to put a lot of links in the show notes about male chastity belts, if I can find that, if I can find those. And the Joseph Wamba book about her grandfather. Look in the show notes for anything, or just ask me questions if I didn't put them in there. Let us know how you're doing, how the podcast is helping you or confusing you or healing you. Every episode I get another nugget. I loved what Ashleigh shared at the end of this episode, is to take your deficits and turn them into a positive, because it's true. Every coin does have two sides. And I want to thank my son, Nathaniel Norton, for putting together the music. And I want to thank you, the listeners. Thank you so much. Tune in every Tuesday, new episode. It's Traumedy Tuesdays. Remember, no matter what, keep laughing.